Back on the Morning Brew for you today, Thursday. It's time for a little football on the show today. Doggone it, it's going to seem like an empty weekend without football this weekend.
Well, we have the Pro Bowl.
Well,
Pro Bowl.
Is that football?
Well, it's very different. This year they have the Pro Bowl as something different. We have Team Rice and Team Sanders, so there's no more AFC versus NFC.
Right.
And over the past couple days, they've held their own Pro Bowl draft. And so
it's like a big fantasy football game.
It's like a huge fantasy football game.
Played on the field.
It's pretty exciting. I like it. The players seem excited. And
because the Pro Bowl has been unwatchable for the last several years.
Yeah.
I think this one will be pretty competitive, fairly competitive
Good.
this season.
Well,
Trying to
Khalil is here, our football guy, with our champ, the regular season here, Aaron Muffaletto.
That's true.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't mean to toot my horn, but I did pick the right picks this weekend too.
For the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Good job.
Just saying.
Good job. Good job.
I thought the Niners would do it, and they almost did, but no.
No, almost, but no.
Yeah.
Questionable play calling.
Yeah, I thought, did you feel like the 49ers got robbed on a few calls?
Well, the one call where Bowman had that horrific knee injury and it's the fumble, those are the rules. They could not, none of the officials on the field saw that, and those are the rules. You can't really review that. I think that's something they'll change when the competition committee gets together in the offseason to vote that out. I think the 49ers kind of lost themselves in a couple places. One, you see where they were weak at a few positions, so it's something to address in the draft. But also play calling a lot of times. They really didn't, I don't think they used Frank Gore effectively. And they began to rely too much on the arm of Colin Kaepernick when they necessarily didn't have to.
Yeah.
And that's close. It's a tough situation.
He didn't have a bad game. He just had
3 turnovers.
Yeah, it was just off.
He started to press. He started to feel like, okay, it's on my shoulders. Let me do that. And San Francisco, he doesn't need to with that type of team that they have. It's a powerhouse team, and they stopped running the ball to the edges. They were trying to run it up the middle. That wasn't working.
Boy,
they were
never
running
worked
to the
all
edges.
day.
Yeah, and running it on the edges was beginning to work because for a while there, it was like turnover after turnover in the fourth quarter, and a lot of penalties. Fourth quarter looked a little bit ugly, but it ended in an exciting manner.
Yeah, that was probably the more exciting games because then you have New England Patriots and Broncos, and that was a great game just because you have these 2 great quarterbacks.
That was something to see.
But I was surprised that the score wasn't more
You
close.
could tell Tom Brady was a little off in his timing.
Yeah.
He was off in his timing. There was this, I believe it was the second drive of the game. They had a short play action pass. He had plenty of room in the pocket. Edelman streaking downfield. He rushed his throw. He lost his footing. He had time to readjust, set up his platform, and make the throw. He kind of rushed it, and he missed it. And he missed a lot of deep throws the entire game. And I think the biggest thing was the injury to Aqib Talib, because once that happened, that's when Denver's passing game opened up.
Yeah. And
just wasn't his game.
And Blount never got going either.
Yeah, they didn't get the running game going. And after they got down by so much, they decided to pass the ball, and it was just too much for those guys to get going.
Wow. Okay, how do you like the matchup?
The matchup of the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I think it's a fantastic, perfect matchup, actually. This is the Super Bowl I believe the league wanted to see. I think a lot of people are going to tune in for it, outside of Richard Sherman and what have you. But I think we're looking at, obviously, Peyton Manning coming off the best single-season passing season ever in NFL history, going up against an outstanding, stellar secondary who physically match up with New England's receivers. We have, I think the key to the game.
Denver's receivers.
Yeah, Denver's receivers, thank you. I think the key to the game is Marshawn Lynch. Can Denver stop beast mode from doing what he did? And right now, I'm going to say no. If the man gets 115 yards and a touchdown against San Francisco's defense, I think he's going to have even a better game against Denver.
So you're going for the Seahawks?
I'm not saying my pick until next week.
Okay.
I'm holding on to my pick until next week. Also, don't forget, Percy Harvin will be back playing in the game.
You like that guy.
Returning. He's just a dynamic player.
But he gets hurt.
He gets hurt. He's a little bit fragile. University of Florida, a little bit fragile. But the guy is such a dynamic playmaker. You can put him in the backfield, put him in the slot, put him on the outside, have him return kicks or punts. He is going to have his effect on the game somehow.
Yeah.
And it's only the first game he's really playing all season.
Now, have you guys heard this idea yet that they want to change the point system?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Is that crazy?
Bill Belichick has been promoting that to get rid of the extra point.
Yes. Yes.
The NFL is considering it.
I believe it's going to happen.
Do you?
Probably
so?
this season. I agree. I think it's something to change the game, make it a little bit more exciting. Think about it. On Sundays, we're avid football fans. A team scores a touchdown. You know they're going to commercial break. What do? You get up and take off.
Yeah.
You don't really pay attention to the extra point. I believe out of 1,400 extra point tries, only 5 were missed. 3 were
Correct.
blocked, 2 were missed outright.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know, that's something that speed up the game. Let's move it along. I'm all about it.
So would the rule be to go for 2 or just take the 7?
You can go for 2. You get the automatic 7 points.
Yeah.
Right.
But you can go for an extra 2.
And if you don't get it, you get 6.
Yeah.
You know, there's also talk about if you want to get just the 1 extra point from the 2-yard line, a running or passing play in. If you want to get 2, they move that back to the 10-yard line, and you've got to
Interesting.
get your way in. We'll see what they come up with, but something to keep the game flowing, to keep it moving, and to make the extra points absolutely matter.
That'll be something for us to watch in the off
Oh, yeah.
season.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to come back next week and talk more about the whole
Super Bowl?
dynamic.
Oh, yeah.
Fast answer to this, is Richard Sherman going to be a distraction by the time the game is played?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's
I think
planned
he's
this
already
week.
old news. We're already.
I think it's old news. I think that, more particularly, the Seahawks are used to this. They
Yeah.
tend to rally around each other.
Yeah.
The Seahawks have been in the news for a myriad of reasons over the past couple
And this
seasons.
isn't the first Sherman
Exactly.
outburst either.
Exactly.
Google him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
on YouTube, it's worse.
Good to see you, Khalil.
Good to see you guys
We're
as
down
well.
to this, so we'll have predictions next week
Yes.
here on the
Yes.
show and break it down even farther. We'll know more by then.
That's right.
All right. Khalil Ekulona, our football guru. Aaron and I will be back with Dan and movies next on the Morning Brew.